it was grueling work in that I spent a lot of time fundraising. I spent a lot of time organizing our staff. At one point, we had like 12 full-time people, and uh, you put 12 people together, there's going to be personality clashes and problems. So I was kind of a out there administering and organizing and not having much time for reflection.
Right.
I was starting to burn out. So a funny thing happened. You talk about changing experiences. What changed? And we used to summer, my wife and I and our two kids, at this lake in Montana, in the Beartooth Absaroka Wilderness. And the cabin we rented, the people who owned it lived on a river right outside of Yellowstone Park.
Mhm.
And we went to visit them. And the father had just retired from the Alaska Health Service, where he was a doctor of Native Americans, basically.
Hmm.
And I asked him what he thought about his job, and he said he loved it. When he said that, it was like a stab in my chest.
Hmm.
He loved it. I couldn't say that about my job.
Hmm.
I realized I couldn't say that. And what I connected with is my dad never liked his work, never liked his job, always felt spiritually harmed by it, is the best way to put it. He just didn't, unsatisfied. And I could feel that. And I said, I don't want my kids to feel that.
Mhm.
So I said to myself right then, if in 5 years I can't say I love my job, I'm leaving, even
Mhm.
though I set this whole thing up and we've been running for 30 years, et cetera, et cetera. So that was just by talking to somebody. And this is where I respect what you're doing. Sometimes just one conversation can kick something. Yeah, I mean, you're ready for it, but
Mhm.
something just crystallizes where you're at. And it was a little depressing, of course, to realize he loved his job and I didn't. That
Mhm.
was like something I hadn't faced up to. Well, a few years later, within this 5-year period, I was going to stick to this. My mentor gets pancreatic cancer and dies. He was in his mid 70s.